I show you how much it actually costs to live here. Hi everyone, today we're going to look at the real cost of living in Saigon. This is my first time I'm doing this, and these kids that kept standing there watching me. They even asked me, "What are you doing?" Oh my gosh, I go so shy. This apartment is probably just a little farther from the city center. A one-bedroom apartment here costs around 10 million Vietnam dong per month, or about 380 US dollar. For two-bedroom apartment, you can expect to pay around 14 million Vietnam dong, which is roughly 535 US dollar per month. There are also plenty of convenient amenities around here, including a swimming pool, convenience store, cafe, and large supermarkets, so you can find almost everything you need nearby. You can also find studio apartment for around 4 million Vietnam dong, or about $150 a month, or you can choose an older apartment like mine. I pay around 7 million Vietnam dong, about $217 for two bedrooms. Rent usually gets more experience the closer you are to each one. If you live a little farther out, you can find much more affordable options. This house costs around 35 million Vietnam dong per month, or about 1,340 US dollar. Rent and management fees vary from place to place, but electricity and water are charges based on the meter. For my apartment, I pay around 1 million Vietnam dong, or about $58 for electricity, and about 200,000 Vietnam dong for $8 for water each month. Saigon is very crowded, so owning a car isn't really necessary for most people. Motorbikes are much easier for getting around the city. Litre gasoline costs around 22,000 Vietnam dong, or about 84 cents per litre, so fuel is still quite affordable. You can also use ride-hailing apps like Grab or Sang SM. Motorbike ride usually cost around 4,000 to 5,500 Vietnam dong per kilometer, or about 15 to 21 cents. While car rides around 9,000 to 15,000 Vietnam dong per kilometer, or about 34 to 57 cents. If you watch my previous video, you may already know that 134 bus routes in Ho Chi Minh City are currently free to ride. For domestic flights, Vietnam Airlines and Vietjet Air are two of the most popular airlines in Vietnam. Prices are a little different between them, but the regular one-way economy tickets usually cost around 1 to 2 million Vietnam dong, or roughly 38 to 76 US dollar. One of the fun things about having breakfast in Saigon is that you have so many choices. You could try different dishes every morning and still spend months discovering new ones. You probably heard a lot about Vietnam pho, right? There is chicken pho, and this one is beef pho. A bowl costs around 35,000 Vietnam dong, or about $1.34. And when the weather is cold, having a hot bowl of pho like this is just perfect. I'm incredibly grateful to everyone who has supported me and helped me make this video possible. Your support helps cover the cost of going out, trying different foods, visiting new places, and sharing more of Vietnam with you. So truly, thank you. You are helping me keep this channel going.
Dạ 205.
If you're okay with fermented shrimp paste, you should definitely try bún bò. It's really delicious. Personally, I prefer flavor where the flavor isn't too strong. A bowl of bún bò usually costs around 30,000 to 60,000 Vietnam dong, about $1 to $2. There are many reasons for the price difference, but one of the biggest is rent. Places in more expensive areas usually have to chase more. Besides for Vietnamese bánh mì, probably another dish you heard a lot about. But have you ever tried bánh mì chảo? Chảo mean pan, because everything served hot in a small pan. This one costs 40,000 Vietnam dong, or about $1.50. It comes with eggs and beef, served with bread and salads. You can also find versions with pate, sauces, cheese, and other toppings. And it's not just local restaurants. Saigon's street food scene just as exciting. Walk around almost any neighborhood and you find all kinds of snacks and small dishes being cooked right on the street. These snacks cost only around 15,000 Vietnam dong, or about 60 cents each. If you want to try street food, I recommend choosing places have been around for a long time and popular with locals.
Ui nóng thế. Nóng quá.
Come try this with me. This is sweet tofu with syrup and cherry pills. Have you ever had it before? It's only 50,000 Vietnam dong, about 60 cents. I really love sweet things and fruits too, but fruits can be experienced, so when I'm craving something sweet, this is actually a pretty good choice. You should also try the grilled rice paper. It's really tasty and it's also about 60 cents.
Người ăn phương Tây ăn cái cây nhiều à?
Nhiều pate.
Ăn cái cây nhiều à?
Con thích ăn nhiều pate.
Mẹ xin nửa miếng không cho luôn. Nhá, đây là tặng nhá, đây.
Pate ngon lắm. Pate ông làm ngon.
Hơi bị ngọt.
Nè, con cũng làm ngon.
Một cái à?
21 mẹ làm pate tặng ông.
Coffee culture in Vietnam is something I think you should experience, especially here in Saigon. The city is busy and fast-moving, but in the morning, you see the people from all walks of life sitting down and slowly enjoy a cup of coffee before starting this day. It doesn't really matter if you have a high income or low income. Some people sit only teeny plastic chair in the streets, while others prefer modern cafes. Different places, different lifestyles, but the same habit, sitting down and having coffee and talking a little time before the day begins. A simple local coffee can cost around 15,000 Vietnam dong, or about 16 cents. These coconuts cost 20,000 Vietnam dong, or about 75 cents. But if you buy a local market, it can be only around 10,000 Vietnam dong, or about 40 cents. You know what? Since I started YouTube, I've been asking almost everywhere I go if I can film. Luckily, people are usually really friendly. They say yes, ask me what I'm filming, and sometimes even chatting with me. Maybe that's why I'm become so comfortable asking. People make much easier than I expected. If you know how to shop at traditional markets, you can usually get really fresh foods at better price than in supermarkets. Most places still prefer cash, although some vendors now accept bank transfers. Honestly, I prefer traditional markets, but with my budget right now, supermarkets feel a little more relaxing because I can pay by credit cards and deal with the bill about 45 days later. So basically today's groceries are a problem for the future me. If you cook at home, I think around 80,000 to 120,000 Vietnam dong per person per day is reasonable budget for basic grocery. That works out to roughly 2.4 to 3.6 million Vietnam dong per month, or around 90 to 140 US dollar. If you want the freshest food, it's better to go to the market early in the morning. But if you go later, especially near closing time, you may get a better deal because some vendors lower their prices so they can sell everything and go home early. Now I'm choosing some orange. I always try to pick the ones that look good. But honestly, sometimes I just my luck. My son and my mom both love orange juice, so I'm getting some orange for them. These are 70,000 Vietnam dong per kilogram, which is roughly 30 cents per pound. Sometimes you may hear me say one number while the subtitle shows another. I'm always mixing up the 10 and T numbers in English, so honestly it's probably safe to just the subtitle than me. Eggs here are noticeably cheaper than the supermarket, and yes, they just sitting here at the room temperature. If you are from country where eggs are always kept in the fridge, don't panic. This is total normal in Vietnam. The first time you see it, it may feel a little shame, but everyone here is used to it. It's in traditional market. Now let's head to the supermarket and see how the prices compare. I also need to pick up some milk and a few things for my mom and my son. So overall, I think around 600 US dollar a month can be enough for one person to live quite comfortably in Ho Chi Minh City, especially if you live more like a local. These buses includes a nice studio, food, transportation, and everyday expense. But it doesn't include things like health insurance, travel, major shopping, or a lot of nightlife. Of course, everyone's lifestyle is different, but I hope I give you a realistic idea of what it can cost to live here. Thanks so much for watching, and I see you in the next video. Bye.